Welcome, brave listeners, to a story that will chill your bones and haunt your dreams. Tonight, I invite you into the dark, where love and horror intertwine in a tale unlike any other. So dim the lights, close your eyes, and prepare yourself for a journey into the unknown. This is The Phantom's Embrace. In the small, forgotten town of Grey Hollow, there stood a mansion on the edge of a forest. Its walls, once grand, had crumbled under the weight of time, and its windows stared like hollow eyes. The villagers feared the mansion, especially after the disappearance of Amelia, the girl with golden hair and a smile that could melt hearts. No one had adored Amelia more than Thomas. He had admired her from afar, too shy to speak his feelings. But when Amelia vanished one night, his life spiraled into despair. Some said she had been taken by the woods, by something dark and ancient that lived among the trees. Yet Thomas refused to believe she was gone. He felt her presence in his dreams. Amelia, standing at the mansion's entrance, beckoning him. Every night, he would wake up drenched in sweat, haunted by the feeling that she needed him. One moonlit night, unable to resist her ghostly pull, Thomas ventured to the mansion. Fog clung to the ground, swirling like phantoms around his legs. As he approached, the mansion loomed before him, its dark silhouette towering against the blood-red moon. His heart pounded, but Amelia's call was stronger than his fear. He pushed the heavy door open, the sound reverberating through the silent halls. The inside was eerily cold, far colder than it should have been. Dust coated every surface, and yet the faint scent of roses lingered in the air. The floor creaked under his feet as he moved through the winding corridors, each step echoing louder than the last. Suddenly, a voice broke the silence. Thomas. His blood ran cold. It was her. Amelia. "Amelia!" he called out, his voice trembling. He followed her voice down a spiral staircase that led into the darkness below. The deeper he descended, the colder the air became until his breath turned to mist in front of him. At the bottom, a single door stood before him. It was untouched by time, its polished wood gleaming in the dim light. His hand shook as he reached for the handle. The door creaked open, revealing a dimly lit room. In the center of the room stood a large mirror, and before it, her back turned to him, was Amelia. She was exactly as he remembered, her golden hair flowing down her back, wearing the same white dress she had worn the day she disappeared. "Amelia?" Thomas whispered, stepping towards her. She did not move, her gaze fixed on the mirror. Desperate, Thomas rushed forward and reached out to touch her shoulder. She turned slowly to face him, and what he saw made his heart stop. It was Amelia. But her skin was pale, too pale, her eyes hollow and lifeless. Her smile was cold, twisted, like a mask of something darker beneath. "I've been waiting for you," she whispered, her voice cold as ice. Thomas stepped back, his breath catching in his throat, but his feet wouldn't move. It was as if the air had thickened, trapping him in place. Amelia, or whatever she had become, stepped closer, her eyes locking with his, freezing him to the core. "I couldn't leave," she whispered, her voice softer now, almost a lover's plea. "I couldn't leave without you." Her hand reached out, icy fingers brushing his cheek. He shuddered as the cold seeped into his bones. His heart pounded in his chest, but he couldn't move. Her touch spread through him like poison, freezing him from the inside out. "Stay with me, Thomas," she whispered, her smile widening. "Stay with me. Forever." He tried to pull away, but it was too late. His body felt heavy, the cold overtaking him. As darkness closed in, Thomas finally realized the horrifying truth. This wasn't Amelia. It was something else, something that had taken her, something that now wanted him. The last thing he saw was her grotesque, twisted smile before the cold consumed him, dragging him into the abyss. Thank you for listening to The Phantom's Embrace. If you enjoyed this tale of love and terror, be sure to follow and support us for more stories that will haunt your dreams. And remember, sometimes the things we love can become our greatest nightmares. Until next time, sleep tight.